might take your blood or anything. Nothing like that. That being said, kind of a new part of the season, first day of school, second semester. How are things going? How are things looking moving forward? Do you feel the championship season approaching?
Yeah, it's on the horizon. We're still getting better every day, and we're feeling fresh, getting ready for this Friday and Sunday, and still moving forward.
How do the training phases kind of alter now that you get to the mid part of January and beyond?
We'll do some more individual workouts for the the top 10 guys, 12 guys, whatever, who's fighting for a spot, and they'll be focused on a little bit more, but that doesn't take anything away from the other guys. They're still getting better, they're still working, they're still, improving. But that's one of the main differences coming around this time.
It's good to be back home. It's been a while since you guys actually wrestled in Carver.
Yeah, it has been a while, and let's put on a show in front of our fans and have fun.
You have Purdue Friday, but then Nebraska is right around the corner right after that. How do you maintain your focus on what's at hand and not look forward to Sunday?
You don't really focus on it. Right now we're focusing on Friday, Purdue, and you got work to do there. You gotta do everything right with your nutrition. You're working out, getting ready for it, and then you'll worry about Sunday after Friday.
Do you see that number next to your opponent's name when you look at those probable lineups?
You mean like the ranking number?
Yeah.
No, I don't really focus on it. It's another guy. You got to get up for it just like every match, and you go out there and do your job.
I've never asked you this, but do you have aspirations to wrestle beyond college, international?
Yeah, that'd be fun thing to do. I mean, I think it'd be awesome. It's always been some goals of mine, but we got other things to focus on right now, and that's winning a national title.
What do you think of the visitors that you have this week, and kind of maybe sharing the room with a little bit?
It's pretty cool. It's I hadn't really been around the women's wrestling team before, so maybe learn some new things here and there, and it's a good experience.
Have you had a chance to watch them spar?
A little bit, yeah. We came in for a lift yesterday morning, and they were wrestling, and watched a little bit then.
Enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Wrestling's wrestling?
Yep.
Good.
No, I'm great.
Thanks, Brandon. Best of both worlds this weekend. You're home Friday at Nebraska Sunday. I'm sure you've been told not to. Is there any temptation to look ahead? You got a top 10 matchup in Lincoln on Sunday.
Yeah, there's always that, in the back of your mind, but really got to focus on Friday first, and then Friday night we'll look towards Nebraska more.
How difficult is that turnaround late Friday and then?
Did it last weekend, and that was at least that late Friday was somewhere else, and then we had to hop right on the bus, Or no, actually we stayed at the hotel. But so it's not ideal, but we've been doing it for a while. We're used to it. Maybe some of those younger guys still have to get that feel, but it's really, you'd like to wrestle here and then relax and wrestle, but there's going to be things that you got to do, and we'll go there and be ready to wrestle.
Would you rather have it that way? I know your opponent Sunday's had a week off.
It doesn't make a difference. We're going to be 110% at Nebraska. We're going to be 110 at Purdue. So, we'll just take them one at a time and not really worry about anything like that.
First day of class, the second semester, it's kind of the start of, I suppose, a new part of the season. Do you feel that sense of urgency? Do you feel the championship season getting closer?
Yeah, I do. There's guys, it seems like now guys are counting down the days, and there's only, somebody said last week it was like 2 months and a couple days or something like that. So, yeah, there's definitely, it's coming up, and this part of the year always seems to go faster because we're on the road and we're meet after meet after meet. It's pretty downhill from here until we get to national. So, yeah, I'm thinking about it more.
You enjoy that thought process?
It's the most exciting part of the season, and we get to wrestle more. We don't have to. We have practice, and then we want to wrestle.
You know, it's easy to kind of get up for big drills or big matches, but with no disrespect to some of the teams that you guys have faced, it just hasn't been that kind of marquee opponent. What's it mean that the team's still taking care of business and not maybe wrestling down to their opposition?
I think that's just part of the philosophy of the program. You know, something that Tom and Terry and the coaching staff sort of have drilled into us from day one is that, you know, it doesn't matter who we're wrestling or where we're going. Teams are wrestling Iowa, they're going to puff out their chest and they're going to want to have their best match to try and, you know, knock down Iowa. So it's just something we've been dealing with for a long time, or just haven't thought about, you know, getting up for every match and really putting your best foot forward every time. It's good shit. So.
Could it help you with that routine? You mentioned the championship season. Continue to work on that routine.
Routine's another huge thing. I mean, so when in these matches where it might not be a marquee opponent, you're tweaking little things about how you feel every time out. You're, I ate a little too much this time after weigh-ins and I felt a little slow. So next time you tail back a little bit. So just making sure you get what you need every time is important, no matter who you're wrestling.
On the international stage, what's this room like compared to, say, other rooms across the country or across the world?
You know, there's nowhere else like Iowa wrestling. Those guys really compete hard. You know, day in and day out in practice, and it's great to be a part of it. It's different than going out to the OTC. Not that, you know, it's not as tough of a room in there, but you know, there's really something special about this room.
This part of the season, first day, second semester, the schedule kind of picks up. You continue the championship stage within, 8 weeks from now? Do you kind of feel that sense of urgency?
You know, maybe 8 weeks, but there's still a lot left. You know, there's a lot of wrestling. I can't be looking forward 2 Big Tens, 2 Nationals. I got to take it one match at a time.
Tom said Friday this group of guys really just enjoys to wrestle. Doesn't matter when, doesn't matter where. Have you gotten that feeling from this group in your first year?
For sure. You know, these guys like to scrap. You know, they look forward to the competition. So do I. So you know, it's going to be a really exciting end of the year for them.
You know, you guys are like 36-4 in your last 4 Big Ten duels. You know, what's that mean to not only go out and win, but kind of show that dominant performance that, you know, this place is going to go?
You know, I think it sends a message to the rest of the country. You know, I don't know what our latest ranking was, but you know, those guys up there and even teams that were ranked above, they know we're going to come out and compete every time, and they're going to have to work really hard to win matches.